This is Rick Lilley from Journeyman Guitar over in Lafayette. I just wanted to talk a little bit about a capo, a device that I didn't really use for a lot of years. I always wanted to be well versed in all the chords to the point where I never needed a capo. But I understood that a lot of my heroes, people like Keith Richards from the Rolling Stones, Jimmy Page from Led Zeppelin, George Harrison and the Beatles, and John Lennon of course too, were using capos so that they could keep playing their nut position chords, that is, chords that are played in the first 3 frets, D chords, C chords, G chords, A, E minor, E7. Anyway, let's just say that it's good to be able to play all over the neck and know where these things would be without a capo, but sometimes a capo really adds to the sound, particularly if you're doing finger picking songs and so forth. This song that I'm going to play in Here Comes the Sun by the Beatles, of course, George Harrison had the guitar with the capo at the, I guess it was the 9th fret. And the 9th fret, if I'm playing a D chord, just converts a D chord from what was a D down here with an open D string to something that, because the capo is on the 9th fret, which is a D here for the D string, that makes this chord, it's an A, I'm sorry. That makes this chord an A chord. This is also a root in this chord, the one that my little 3rd finger's on. It's on the B string and it's a whole step lower than B, and that makes it an A. It's just going down the alphabet. Well, all the chords, if you take a little bit of time and look at this, you could take all these chords and ascertain what they are, because if you knew the structure down here, you could move it up here, and if you knew the basis for the movement, which I can certainly help you with, and it's logical, you can know what you're doing. If you were talking to someone that played another instrument, like a piano or something, you could tell them what the chords were converted to with the capo. Basic bottom line is that it takes a little bit of knowledge to be well versed in this stuff, but it's not terribly difficult. It's a logic that once you understand it, you just keep applying it over and over again, and you won't be lost. Once you call things what they are, you tend to remember them when you come back, and you recognize them, just like you do when you go to your friend's house the first time. You tend to remember, you don't remember the address, you remember a lot of other things about the house. It's not likely you're going to forget which one it is if you really like that friend. Okay, so like an old friend, sometimes these songs, I haven't played this song in in a long time, but although I may make some mistakes on it, I know basically what the moves are in this song. If I get lucky, I'll be able to play without too many mistakes for you guys, but just understand, with a little bit of practice this afternoon, I could have this thing sounding like George Harrison himself was playing it, just because I understand how to practice it. So that's another matter. When you're learning the guitar, you got to make sure that your practice allows you, from what you're doing, not to just obsessively repeat things over. You got to make sure that you're trying to remove unwanted motion, and that you're smoothing things out, and ultimately that you're making a statement with the song that matters to people. So you can tell when it starts to really get you excited when you're playing that you're on the right track. Well, I have a lot of experience with this, and if you're interested in taking lessons, I can certainly get you to where you want to go when it comes to getting the guitar to make a statement for you. It's a specialty of mine, and it's one of my favorite subjects, because I think it's one of those amazing things when someone knows how to make a guitar speak. It's not just where you put your fingers and what the chords are. It's just like being an actor in a Shakespearean play. If you're trying to remember your lines, you're not going to be considered a good actor. Even if you don't like Shakespeare, though, if it's a good actor, it can be enjoyable to watch. I guess my cell phone's talking to you guys on the internet. But anyway, that's over now. Here's the song. Here Comes the Sun, sorry, and a little bit of it anyway, with the capo at the 9th fret. I remember. Nothing little practice couldn't fix. Anyway, there's Here Comes the Sun. I might have to rewarm that a little bit and spend the afternoon on it. But the point of it is how to use a capo. See you guys later from Journeyman Guitar. This is Rick Lilley.